Hey guys, welcome to Surf and Show. I'm Noel Salas, and today's surfboard review is on the 3DX by DHD surfboards. Now I'm excited to have DHD boards on the show. We've got multiple boards coming, but I'm excited to talk about this review, so sit back and enjoy the show. So this is my first DHD board, and you always want to kind of feel them out, especially right when you get them. And when I grabbed it in my hand, it feels pretty good. It's short. It's got a lot of foam distributed here, and I really like that. It doesn't have a big hybrid fish type nose. So it kind of fits the description, small wave performance. The website says 1 to 4 feet, and it felt great in the performance of it's got the speed down the line, right? It paddles real good because there's good foam up here. But one of the things I feel like set this board apart is we got some waves that were over 4 feet. And with it being thicker back here, I felt like it could really push and dig in. And it was holding real well, especially when I rode it as a thruster, coming off the bottom real solid, able to stick a good turn right in the pocket. And the wave was real steep and even hollow too. And I felt, man, it's kind of odd. I probably shouldn't be riding this board out here because it's bigger than what the wave description is for this model. But 5 foot plus, it held in real well, and it really surprised me. Now I mentioned foam distribution, and I think it's really important that if I pick it up, hopefully you can kind of see it. It's a little bit full back here in the tail, and like I said, I felt like it can push real hard there, and the board was offering that resistance and holding power at the bottom. And as I come up in here into the nose, good foam distribution here, so it's a great paddler. And then the rail is full, but it's soft. It's not like a real boxy rail, and it's not a pinched deck. It just kind of carries it real well all the way through, and it's surfed like a small wave high performance board. So now when I watched Darren Hanley talk about this board on the DHD website, he talks about it pretty simple. Extra volume everywhere, extra fun and extra small waves, and he talks about it pretty simply. He's running a light single to a double through the fins, and that's what it looks like. But his doubles starting way up here. Most of the doubles that I ride are more back down here, and I really felt like it loosened up the board a bunch. And it doesn't have, like an aggressive tail rocker, but because of the double, I felt like it was easy to get on rail. It was loose and very responsive. The other thing is there's quite a bit of surface area back here in the tail and in the nose, and when we have good surface area back here, that's going to give us a lot of lift with the concave and give that board a lot of speed down the line. And it had a good amount of speed for me. Now I mentioned this board's designed for that 1 to 4 foot surf, and we had more like 2 to 5, 2 to 6 foot surf the whole time. So I ordered this EPS thinking that we were going to be riding it in a 1 to 3 occasional 4 foot surf. And the board's super light, durability is good. On the pressure dense on that scale of 1 to 10, 10 meaning no pressure dense at all, it's probably at like a 7. I rode this for well over a week, and it felt really good. Now, I did experience some chatter, and we'll look at that when we look at some waves together. Now I want to talk about the fins I chose. I started the first day, which caught me off guard, how big it was when we got there on the sets. I was thinking the surf report was 2 to 4, and we got there and the sets were like a foot overhead. But I'm glad I had the Kolohe Andinos. This is where I usually like to start with testing because I trust the fin. It has the performance core and it's really consistent, so I can really feel the board out. But as a thruster, I felt like it had the hold at the bottom I've been talking about, and it really complemented the board well. And what I really like about the Kolohe Andino fin is that it's got a good amount of sweep and it's a tad more upright than, let's say, the AM1s or AM2s, the Merrick fins, or even like the Mick Fannings. This is a little bit more neutral. So I'm getting the best of both. Good carves, and I can take it vertical, and it feels really solid under my feet. So the next thing I did was I took the center fin out, and I wanted to run a quad setup. And what I was looking for is I'm really just trying to work on using my rails more, and I feel like quads make me do that because it's missing that center fin with something to pivot off of. And so I've been working on trying to use my rails, and I feel like it's going to make me a better surfer. But the quad makes the turns a little bit more round in carving. But what I really noticed about this is when I put this reactor medium upright quad, it's so upright that I feel like I can still pivot it pretty quick, but I had this unusual burst of speed as a quad when I was doing big carves, and I really liked the feel of that when I put these in as a quad setup. Now, the last setup I chose was the Hayden Shapes. I rode this as a thruster because it has a bit wider tail. The waves got a little bit smaller. I was thinking, let's see if we can get it a little bit more vertical compared to what we did with the Chilean Dinos. And they felt good too. Maybe just a little bit less speed. It didn't really enhance the speed on the board down the line, but they felt good too. So let's look at some waves together. This first wave, I'm running the thruster setup. These are the Hayden Shapes. I love it. It pivots quick and still carving, but you can tell it's not as fast as it is when I have the Chileans. Here's the Chilean Dino. Waves are bigger. Great quick snap right there. And then here it is again. These are the Hayden Shapes. You see the board's pivoting well, but it's not super fast. Here's the Chilean Dino, able to stick this first turn. Look at the chatter. See the board kind of chatter at the bottom? Even though I'm coming around, that chatter really hindered me from getting back where I wanted to go. But here's a little bit smaller wave. This is really what the board was designed to surf in. Good speed. It just feels good in general. And then here, nice little cutback, gaining speed the whole time. And then now I'm in a quad setup here. You can see those little bursts of speed everywhere. A little bit more carvy-like. Watch this little burst right here on this turn right here. Do you see that? That was not happening as a thruster. Here it is again right here in this turn. Quick speed, release. And then this is a big kind of a slopey wave. Look at the drive. Right here in this turn right here. That's what I'm talking about on the quad. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed today's review on the 3DX. I had a great time surfing it as a thruster and as a quad. Now we're stoked DHD is on board. We've got the twin fin coming, the mini twin, and the 3DV. And DHD is doing something special right now, so check out what's going on in the comment field and get your hands on what they're doing. Look, if you like the show, you can subscribe. You can also find us at surfandshow.com. Special shout out thanks to Darren Hanley and Brian from DHD USA for sending this board down for review. Until next time, see you in the water. Bye-bye.
Faithful, render, surrender. This could be the battle of your life. As it stares and fade away. Faithful, this could be the battle of arms wide.